Nobody's voted for her to be on the ticket. Not a single American voted for Kamala Harris to be on the ticket. Not a single Democrat. And my question to Democrats out there is, are you okay with that? Is that a threat to democracy? It sounds like it to me. It really does. And my opponent, Ruben Gallego, is just as radical as Kamala. He's just as radical as Tim Walz. He's just as radical as Joe Biden. And he is out there trying to repaint himself, and it's like one of those makeover shows that runs on some of your stations. It's like an extreme makeover. He is hinging on being a socialist. He's voted 100% of the time with Biden and Kamala's disastrous policies that are practically destroying our country. And now all of a sudden, many in the media and in his own commercials, he's trying to act like he's a cross between Mr. Rogers and G.I. Joe. It couldn't be further from the truth. He is for sanctuary cities. He supports sanctuary cities. He called the border wall dumb and stupid. He said he would never fund the border wall. Now he's trying to backpedal on that one in part of his extreme makeover. He actually marched and defunded the police rallies and wanted to get rid of the filibuster to pass the George Floyd legislation, which would have defunded the police nationwide and made all of you less safe. He's for men participating in women's sports. That'll be the end of girls' sports. My question is, how many of you ever took part as a woman in sports when you were growing up? It's going to change. It's going to be impossible for our girls to compete and get scholarships with people like Ruben Gallego in office. And that's why you need to do a better job at pressing him on what his real policies are and what his real voting record is, because it's a mile deep, it's a mile wide and a mile deep, and it's all really progressive. And I hate to even use the word progressive because it's regressive. It is backwards for America. It is anti-American, and we need to expose what he's all about. My next guest, I'm honored to have. He's a real fighter for actually this district, and he's been a fighter for so many years in Congress, and puts up with a lot of grief from the media, and that must mean he's doing something really right. I'd like to welcome Congressman Andy Biggs. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks to the media who came out. And Carrie, I'm on your side 100%. Let's go in top to bottom, Republican, Trump, all the way down. Yeah. Every Republican has to win. Why is that? Why is that? Well, you look at the most radically left ticket in American history. That's what the Democrats are putting up. You have the new vice presidential candidate has said, if you build a border wall, I'm going to open up a ladder factory so they can climb on over. Yeah. He's signed in legislation in Minnesota to make it a sanctuary state. He signed in legislation to give illegal aliens driver's license. Now, why is that important? Because it incentivizes people to come into the country illegally. So I thought I would just share with you, because you're in the media, you might not have seen these news stories. These are just in the last 6 days. I thought, man, I'm not sure the media is even aware of that. So I thought I would just put some out. I don't know if you're aware that in Virginia, they just took over 6,000 illegal aliens off the voter rolls. Yeah. Off the voter rolls. I'm told, the media tells us all the time, that just doesn't happen. But they found over 6,000 in Virginia. You have a human smuggler pled guilty in Texas to smuggling in more than 560 illegal aliens. Just sentenced to 10 years. Now, he had been released on bail. What happened? Well, he was released. He kept smuggling humans, illegal aliens, into the country. Did you guys pick that up? I didn't see it on any of your news. The illegal aliens under the Trump era, a person came in. He was ordered deported. But under the Biden administration, he could never be deported. Guess what he just did? He killed a 19-year-old college student in Virginia. I didn't see that in the media. But I found it in other media reports, just haven't seen it in you guys' media reports. How about this one from a number of economists? Multiple stories on this one. 75% of the job growth that Kamala Harris is saying, we did this great thing. We got all this job growth in. 75% went to foreign workers, which included illegal aliens. The great program that Biden put into place to grant parole illegally. He was illegally granting parole to a collective, a group of Cuban, Haitian, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. Guess what? Turns out that those of us who said that will lead to fraud and it was illegal, turns out they're stopping that program. Did you carry that story? They stopped the program because why? Because there is so much fraud going on. They were stealing Social Security numbers, stealing identification. That's what happened. And I didn't see the media reporting on that too much. Judiciary Committee, I sit on this subcommittee. We just released a report. More than 99 people were released into the U.S. who are on the terrorist watch list. Did you pick that up? You know, the Pakistani with Iranian ties who was threatening to assassinate the president. He was plotting to assassinate President Trump. He was admitted on parole. Admitted. He's an illegal alien, admitted on parole. Now the FBI will say, well, we did that because we were tracking the guy. You know what? That's committing Russian roulette, and we are the ones with the guns at our head. I'll just give you a couple more here. Just a couple days ago, an 18-year-old illegal alien mother dumped her baby in a dumpster after putting that baby in a plastic bag. Tragic. And then, just yesterday, U.S. CBP alerted all their field offices that Iran and its proxies may try to transport, quote, operatives and materials, close quote, across the border. Be alert, because that's a result of a weak leadership in the White House, and it's also a product of failing to control the border. In that same memo, CBP said Venezuela-based gang Tren de Aragua moved assets across our border and into northeast U.S. That's what you should be confronting the border czar on. Yes. She was the border czar. What? I never called her the border czar. It was the media called her the border czar. But now she doesn't want to be called the border czar. She's 1984. She's memory holing this. That's what she's doing. Don't facilitate that. Ask her the questions. It took me 10 minutes to go through just this morning, knowing I was going to come here and be with Carrie and Eli and Brandon and these great people here. It took 10 minutes for me to go and find these stories. You all have the authority. You have the capacity to get that message out. If you're not doing it, I join Eli in saying, shame on you. Shame on you. Let's go ahead. Let's make sure that the public knows the truth here. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Appreciate it.